recounting the Colorado Theater Massacre. A survivor saves his best pal. Ryan Lumba may not know it yet, but he is being hailed as a hero. The Filipino-American joined moviegoers at the July 20 midnight premiere of Batman movie The Dark Knight Rises in a theater in Aurora, Colorado, and unwittingly eyewitnessed the deadliest shooting rampage in the history of the United States. Lumba was among some 70 people reportedly injured, where 12 people died after police said a lone gunman began firing multiple assault weapons indiscriminately at the beginning of the film, the latest in the Batman series. Like the multitude of high school seniors who had just received their diplomas, members of the class of 2012, Ryan Lumba and his best friend Devon Suits and their 3 other companions were enjoying the summer outbreak in anticipation of their first year as college students in September. According to Suits, about 5 minutes into the film, he was not amused to see a balloon deflating across the stage when suddenly he noticed tear gas filling the air. There was smoke and bullets started flying all over the air and everyone was screaming. Ryan grabbed Devon and threw him down under the seat. Devon said Ryan's lungs was bruised by one bullet and another bullet hit him in his stomach. He had 12 small holes in his lower intestines, underwent surgery, and will remain at the University of Colorado Hospital in Aurora. The suspect was identified as James Holmes, age 24, a neuroscience graduate from the University of California in Riverside. Aurora police say Holmes surrendered without incident when they apprehended him in his car outside the theater. Holmes appeared for the first time in court and was scheduled for arraignment on Monday, July 30th. Nationwide rallies bear real conditions of Filipinos here in the United States. The National Alliance for Filipino Concerns held a nationwide series of activities to present the true Philippine State of the Nation address in cities such as Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco, culminating on Monday, July 23rd. They expressed what they call the real conditions of Filipinos, with a focus on U.S. immigrant struggles to discredit President Aquino's version, which they said paid no attention to Filipino immigrants. According to Terence Vail, NAFCON president, it is both telling and terrible that Aquino's State of the Nation address, or the song in short, overlooks immigrants despite our $20 billion in annual remittance that keeps the Philippines afloat. Under Aquino's watch, the situation of 12 to 15 million immigrants worldwide has worsened, while 4,500 more Filipinos are shipped overseas daily and treated like modern-day slaves by the government. Since May 1st, NAFCON has been engaged in campaign to survey the stories and educate the community about the struggle of U.S. Filipino immigrants that Aquino failed to address in his SONA. The campaign is called Dignity and Justice for Immigrants. In 2.5 months, NAFCON has gathered over 100 anonymous stories. Early in the campaign, the group said it found that Aquino leaves immigrants out of his State of the Nation address despite numerous concerns and dire conditions that his administration needs to address. NBI raids computer shop in La Union. The National Bureau of Investigation's Computer Crime Unit, commonly referred to as NBI-CCU, recently raided an internet shop at the residence of its operator in San Fernando, La Union province for alleged copyright infringement, specifically copying illegally and recording and uploading online for public viewing mostly TV programs and films from media network ABS-CBN Corporation and its subsidiary, the ABS-CBN Film Productions Incorporated. Armed with a search warrant, NBI-CCU Unit Head Agent Migdonio Congzon Jr. led the raid. According to Agent Congzon, They conducted an investigation and surveillance based on the surveillance technical tracing point that this operation was located in San Fernando, La Union, in the shop of a certain Ogie Villamil. Several computers and electronics were confiscated from his shop. The computers in the internet shop were examined by the NBI CCU agents and were found positive to be loaded with ABS-CBN copyrighted materials such as the episodes of Walang Hanggan, Showtime, Chris TV, 100 Days to Heaven, TV Patrol, and others. Criminal complaints for copyright infringement on behalf of ABS-CBN Corporation and ABS-CBN Film Productions are now being prepared to be filed against Villamil. There is a warning of fraud on deferred action for undocumented youth. The Asian American Center for Advanced Justice, the Asian Law Caucus, the Asian American Institute, the Asian American Center for Justice, and the Asian American Legal Center warns of potential immigration fraud by immigration consultants, also known as notaries, who claim that they can assist applicants with the deferred action process to undocumented youth. Legal advice or representation can only be given to licensed attorneys and accredited representatives, given that the process to apply is not yet available. Immigration advocates and community-based organizations are warning immigrant communities to be wary of those who advertise that they can help individuals for a fee before the application process is even available. The eligibility requirements for deferred action are as follows. The individual who came to the United States under the age of 16. The individual should have continuously resided in the United States for 5 years preceding the date of President Obama's announcement, which is June 15, 2012, and are present in the United States. The individual must currently be in school, having graduated high school or obtained a General Education Development Certificate, or are honorably discharged veterans of the Coast Guard or Armed Forces of the United States. The individual should have not been convicted of a felony offense, a significant misdemeanor offense, multiple misdemeanor offense, or otherwise pose a threat to the national security or public safety. And lastly, the individual must be at least 30 years of age or younger. The granddad of Filipino jazz lives in Tribute City. There are so many stars in Philippine jazz, from its pioneers to the current crop of musicians, to composers, to instrumentalists, to singers. And right up there with the best and the brightest is Emil Mijares, the pianist who lived from 1935 to 2007, helped raise the genre to new heights, making a mark in both the Manila and Los Angeles jazz scene with his flawless playing and inventive arrangements. But sadly, he died without ever releasing an album. Thankfully, a tribute CD put together by son Gabby Mijares and jazz guitarist Rick Eichhardt brings his music back to life. Fresh from its June 2012 launch at the Regano Promenade in Irvine, California, the CD Reflections gathers some of Mijares' finest performance from his exquisite solo to his collaboration with other artists and even some original compositions. Mijares is often described as the grandfather of Philippine jazz. But don't let that moniker fool you. The music is Reflections, fresh and alive. But more importantly perhaps, the album draws a portrait of Mijares, the consummate jazzman. And this has been your weekly news in review. This news has been brought to you by the premier Filipino-American newspaper here in the United States, the Philippine News. On behalf of the management and staff of Philippine News, this is David Rodriguez signing off and thanking everyone for listening. Maraming salamat po. Have a wonderful week and mabuhay po sa inyong lahat.